Hear me? Excellent. Okay, while you do that, I'm just gonna fix, yeah, I'm just gonna fix that. I think that's good. I like your hair, Leslie. I feel like you've grown it a little bit since I last saw you. Yeah. Yeah. Well, what you call fluffy, I call curly because I have curly hair as you can see in it. But I think it looks great. I just wanted to share that with you. Yeah. Yes. All right. Yeah, it's fine. You're fine. Are you sure? Because usually it gives some sort of an error or message when it says you're recording. Yeah. That's That's fine. You do you Zoom for recording? Okay. Just sometimes when I do an interview and it's Zoom recording, it gives me a pop-up that says this is being recorded. I haven't seen that pop-up, but you got it under control. You're good. All good. I just wanted to make sure I'm like, no pop-up. We're good. We're good to go. Sure. Hmm. No, that's okay. We'll do our best, right? Yeah, sure. Sure. Electrolyte. Right? Yeah. So when a company issues a recall, sometimes the recall is of a higher priority than other times, right? Sometimes it may be considered optional, and sometimes they're recalling it because the nature of the recall is very serious. So what we would always suggest is that you read over the information that's being provided and follow the directions that's being given to you, especially if they're saying, for example, to not use the product or to return the product. So we think it's really important that if they feel like the recall is important, that you take the time to read, understand, and do. That's one thing a consumer should do. The other thing we would suggest is, say the recall notice is suggesting that you follow certain steps. We would suggest that you document what you do. So take notes and make sure, for example, they say for you to return something by mail, that you send it in a way that can be tracked. Um, and then the third piece is that sometimes with recalls, they can take some time. So we just want you to be patient and, just as you would expect good customer service, that you demonstrate respect when you're dealing with someone who might be trying to work through this process as well. I would say, like, what I would suggest is first of all, if the business is saying to you that they're going to replace an item because they have a concern that the item you have has a problem with it, I would just encourage consumers to, first of all, make sure you're dealing with the business that you purchased from, the legitimate company, just to ensure that you're not being contacted by someone that isn't from that business. And make sure that you are really tracking why and what it is that they're doing for you. Um, I think that's probably the most important thing, is just to be aware that these things do take time, and if they've asked you, for example, to stop using something, you don't use it, because there could be a safety consideration for you to be aware of. Usually with a recall notice, the company will send you something in, there's some sort of notification, right? So you can, for example, if the recall is through, relates to product safety or food safety, you might find notice of that on the Health Canada website and on that company's website. So those are two great places for you to see what that company is going to do. And really all you need to do then is be able to demonstrate that you follow the terms of that recall, the way that they've asked you. Some other things to keep in mind with when you are dealing with something that's being asked of you is that recalls it may not be a replacement of something. It may be that they need you to take, for example, take your vehicle into a shop to have them do some work. So it's really important for you to understand what it is that the business might cover and what the business might not cover that you're dealing with in those types of circumstances. Um, and then the other piece you might want to be making sure that you're aware of is what happens if you don't follow the terms of the recall. How is that going to impact you as a consumer? So I would just make sure you're reading up on the information, really understand what's being offered, and then again, keep careful notes. Yes. So for example, they may not be replacing the full item, they just might be doing a repair or fixing the issue that is causing the notice. So if you purchase something, don't expect that that recall means that you're going to get a brand new item. It may be that they're just going to fix the issue that's indicated causing that recall. It really does depend on the terms of the recall. Whenever you have questions, though, I would encourage you that if you're unhappy, that you can speak directly to the business. I mean, when we're talking about product safety, really these businesses are doing what they think is the right thing to help make sure that you're not impacted by some potential risk of the item. I'm just thinking. Sorry. Yeah. The only other thing that I might add is that, when you are purchasing items that come with a warranty, one thing that you can do so that you make sure that you are that they contact you if there is a recall is that you can register your item with that company, and that way that might help you in these types of circumstances, because sometimes with a recall they might need to see some sort of proof of purchase or some sort of information that indicates that you have the product. And so if you register the item, that's going to save you some heartache down the road. Yeah. Yes. Yes, we're great to talk about private sales and Facebook and purchasing on through those kind of avenues. Yeah. So you don't need me to change my jacket? Little BBB humor.